What's up, rock stars, and welcome back to P-Rock's Garage. I know it's been quite some time since I've dropped some content, but I want you guys to know that we've been working tremendously hard, both on and off of the camera. With all that being said, you're looking at this picture and you're probably like, Veronica did not look like this the last time we saw her. And I know she hasn't. But if you guys stay tuned to all the content that's about to drop, all of this is going to make sense. We have been super busy trying to make sure that we give you guys the best content we can. I'm going to save a bunch of words and just jump right into the video. And I'm so glad to know that you guys are still rocking with P-Rock. So I do want to show you guys some of the things that are going on. I found a problem with the 92. I've kind of already fixed it a little bit, but I still have some stuff to do to it. Just kind of want to let you guys know what's been going on. So as you can see, the top of the motor is off of the car right now. If you guys remember in the maiden voyage video where the car shut off and I couldn't get it started again, and then I couldn't get it to run, and then it was just really hard for us to get the timing set. I ended up getting up under the car and checking it when I changed the transmission pan on the car, and the push rod on the number 4 cylinder for the exhaust, on the exhaust side, it was the push rod was bent really badly, and I'm certain that that happened from it being so far out of timing. It bent the push rod. So I had to pull the intake off, pull the rocker off, and we got the push rod switched out. So we did get that taken care of. The push rod's fixed. The rocker arm is back adjusted. The valve is set for it. And I ordered a Spectra Air intake system. You kind of see it on top of the car over there. But we did have clearance issues with that, and I know that I have to do some things with the brakes for the 92. So I felt as though it would be an awesome opportunity to go ahead and jump on Motion Raceworks. Decided to go ahead and switch the Camaro over to manual brakes. So I just got this sitting on the Firewall. It's not officially installed yet, but that's what we're going to be working on today. So we already got the old master cylinder off. We already got the old vacuum booster off of the Firewall. So like I said, we've got the new master cylinder on, kind of just mocked up because there's some drilling and some slight modification that we have to do in order to get this to work. But it's nothing beyond the scope of what you can do on your own and what I'm going to do right here at home. All in all, we should be able to get this car ready to go here pretty soon. So I'll check back in with you guys in just a few minutes. I'm gonna run to the parts store and grab some stuff I need, and we're gonna try to get busy before I have to go to work today. Okay guys, so we're back from O'Reilly's, and I went ahead and removed the master cylinder from the plate, and I took the other bolt out because I kind of already had it threaded through. But what you're gonna wanna do here is like I said, I already I took this bolt out. We could put it back in, but it's not really necessary because I kind of already have it. Whatever, I'm just kind of doing this so you guys can see like the fullness of everything. But this block off plate here is threaded, so these bolts thread through, which also kind of makes it easier when you are getting the nut on the back side of the Firewall started. The fact that it's threaded through this side, it won't push the stud out of the bracket. But so you see it's in, and what I did with my Sharpie, I don't know if you guys can see in there, but what I did with my Sharpie is I just went ahead and kind of marked around this little semicircle, and then I made a little dot here in the center. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my drill. I'm going to do like a little pilot hole here for my drill. And then I'm going to come back with this and drill the circle the rest of the way after I remove this bracket. drill this the rest of the way just to open this up so that I have the appropriate circle here. And the other part of this hole down here is still open, but as you can see, this block off plate from Motion Racework makes it to where there's no, you know, visible hole from the firewall to the rest of the engine cabin. So it definitely still blocks this off and seals it up pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this off and get the drilling started. So as you see here, I got that hole opened up the way that it needs to be. So I'm gonna stick the plate back on and just kind of show you guys what that looks like. So as you can see now, pretty much perfect circle, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make sure that you have consistent space so you can have the needed travel for the rod, where it's going to hook to the back, or not to the back, but to the brake pedal bracket. So we have to go inside of the car. Got to get up under the car, up under the dash, and I need to remove the lever for the brake cable, for the brake pedal. We're gonna take the brake pedal all the way out, and we're gonna drill it so that we can put the new attachment for the rod on. So what I'm gonna do first though, is I'm gonna go ahead and set the master cylinder back on, and just kind of hold the rod up in place on the back of it from the inside of the car so that I can get the right angle. I'm gonna mark it with my Sharpie, and that way when I take the brake pedal out, I know where to drill it at, so that I can put this bolt through it with the rod. That's what I'm talking about, by the way, right here. And the one thing you want to make sure too is this rubber piece here. When you are playing around with this and you're just kind of sticking it back here to get your angle, you don't want to force this in just yet, because the moment that you lock this piece into the back of the master cylinder, this rod is locked in place and you will catch hell trying to get it out. Okay, so I've got the mounting bracket pretty much on these countersunk bolts here on the bottom. I've been doing this by myself today. So what I did was I screwed these bolts in, because like I said, this part of the bracket right here is threaded. So I screwed these in, and this kind of had the Allen, I screwed these in all the way flush here. And then I had my Allen heads kind of like pressed in side of the stud, kind of like this, where it was against the bolt here and here. And what I was able to do was I was able to tighten down the bolt on the back, the nut on the back side of these on the other side of the firewall, to where this mounting bracket would be held in place. And I kind of just wedged this Allen against the bolt, like I said, so that I could get these tightened down. So the only thing I have to do now to get them off is kind of come back against that way and then just pull them off. So this is in for the most part, and these can come back out so that I can stick the master cylinder back on, and so that way I can mark my travel for my rod. So that's what I'm about to do next. Okay, so now I've got the master cylinder put back on against the bracket. I just ran those bolts through either side. This is coming back off again because I still have to bench bleed it before I make any of this final. But like I said, right now I am going to measure the angle of of my rod here for the plunger for the master cylinder, and where it needs to be on the brake pedal before I take it off and drill it. All right, so, all right, so if you see right there and right there, those two bottom bolts right there where I'm shining the flashlight, those are the bottom bolts for the mounting bracket that we just tightened up. And here is the brake pedal, all right? And so what has to happen is, let me see if I can get my flashlight to stay in position. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this make sense. So right up here, oh, you can't see, I got all these wires in the way. Let's see, wait. Okay, so right here is the rod, and this is where it needs to go against the side of the brake pedal here. And it can be adjusted out for more throw, but basically when the brake pedal is pushed all the way in, like at its right adjustment, it sits there. Then you press on the brake to press down, and it engages or turns on your brake light switch, stuff like that. So this, but this rod is gonna basically come out at a 90 degree, almost 90 degrees from the back of the master cylinder. And it's gonna go against here. So what I'm gonna do right now is try to trace around it. And then it's got a single bolt up top here, and then it'll pull this out. We can drill it and then get this bad boy put in. Okay, so we got the brake pedal removed. This is my Sharpie mark. And this is where the outside of the plunger will sit. So it was kind of done like this, like that. So that's where I'm going to make my drill hole, right in the center of that. And then this can adjust out to push the pedal forward, more engaged into the brake light switch and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start drilling this. It's a pretty thick piece of steel, so I'm gonna take my time with it, and we gotta open it up so that the bolt can go through this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bench bleed my master cylinder. I don't have a bench or vise. So the way that I'm going to do this is that I'm going to pour brake fluid inside of the reservoir here. I have a bucket over here to my right, and I'm literally just going to take the plunger and or the rod, and then strike the plunger inside the cylinder back and forth until it starts to produce fluid from out of these holes here. And then once I know that it's good and it's bleeding out, I'm gonna go ahead and stick these caps back in so I don't get brake fluid all over everything. So that's what I'm about to do now. I guess I can show you guys that one. I know I haven't really showed a lot of the stuff I've been doing today. I've just kind of been talking through it and walking through it, just because it's a little difficult today to try to get some of the recording done because I'm trying to work really fast in between shifts at work. All right, so I got my master cylinder here. I've got my bucket, and what I'm going to do is take some brake fluid. Shout out to O'Reilly's. Just gonna pour some brake fluid in here. Pour some brake fluid into there. Twist these caps back on. All right, so we pumped this up a couple of times now against the wall, and I just want to show you guys what that looks like without making a mess. So I don't know if you saw it shooting out of there. It definitely is. Okay, so the master cylinder is bench bled. We've got fluid shooting through it. And we've got the arm attached to the brake pedal. We went ahead and tightened this up so we didn't have to worry about it when we get back up under the dash, because it is an uncomfortable upside down, twisted, contorted position. So the less things we have to do from that position, the better it is on me, and hopefully also for your viewing pleasure. So now what I'm gonna do is hang this back up and get this in position. What's up, rock stars? So we are wrapping up installing the new Manual Brake Master cylinder. I just need a buddy to come over so I can finish tightening up the rest of the way with the 2 top bolts where the nuts go in through the other side. I try to do it myself, kind of like how I did the countersunk bolts. I got it kind of tight, but it's not all the way tight. There's still some thread that needs to be pulled down on it. And I just got tired of fighting it every time I try to get the ratchet on one side. The way I had the combination wrench wedged on this side, it kept falling off. So I figured that's a good place to stop for today before I get ready to go into work. Next thing up is taking care of the proportioning valve and brake lines. So I'll be running new lines. So I'll be figuring out how to run that. Simple stuff. I have shocks for the rear. Like I said, I gotta put the top of the motor back together. But we're not far. We're not far at all. And I gotta pick up new tires for the front so that we can make clearance. And I went to the junkyard the other day and found some doors because I had IROC doors on my car, and they weren't what I need for the direction we're going in. And so I already got one of the doors on already primed and stuff. So I just got to set my door jamb gap there. Not a whole lot that has to happen. As far as new things, I'm going to go ahead and change the accelerator cable. Just simple stuff, but we're trying to go ahead and get this thing buttoned up. So thank you for the support. I know it's been a while since I've dropped content, but like I said, I've been trying to get all the business side of things kind of taken care of going into 2022 so that we can do this thing the right way. So as always, I'm Small Block P-Rock. I'm ready to rock if you guys are ready to roll, and we'll see you in the next one. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this content. P-Rock, and I'm out.